So we have discussed so far from this chapter regarding pulse code modulation. So initially we have discussed some of the how the sampling process will be take place. After that, so we are dealing with the pulse code modulation. So what is uh, the with respect to block diagram like transmitter part and the transmission path and the receiver part. Okay, so that is what we discussed. And after that, so we discussed about the quantization, that is very important. Okay, so after sampling only with respect to the time is that the time with respect to time is digitized. Okay, so we need to digitize the amplitude. Okay, so that is why we will go for quantization, that is uniform quantization and non-uniform quantization. So again, uniform quantization, we have an mid thread and mid rise. So this is the mid thread. Okay, so there is nothing but the center origin is lies. Okay, that is called as a mid thread. So this is the vertical section in the transfer characteristics. It is lies in the quantization step is rises in the vertical type. So that is called as a mid rise type. Okay, so this is uniform because the step size between here to here and here to here, you consider any steps. Okay, so that the steps size is nothing but we are representing delta. Okay, so delta from here to here. So delta size is common. Okay, it is uniform, it is not changing with respect to uniform quantization, whether you considering a mid thread or mid rise. Okay, so this is the working principle. We have considering the maximum error. So because so it is an uniform quantization. So the quantization step is maximum is delta by 2. Okay, so you can see that here that is delta by 2 or 3 delta by 2. Okay, and 5 delta by 2. So that's why. So the maximum quantization errors will be occurred, that is delta by 2. So if in any case, if you considering if it is an uniform quantization, the maximum error will be occurred. A given uniform signal is delta by 2. So this is the transfer characteristics, that is input and output. Okay. So this is then if you're considering a uniform or a linear signal. Okay. So this is also the error. Okay. So that the variation in the error. So same will be considering, that is from here to here. Okay. So the maximum error will be occurred is delta by 2 here. Okay. So that is the maximum error can be occurred. So that will be represented in the equation, that is this is the output SQ of NTS and this is the input X of NTS. So that is why the delta by 2 with respect to 0. So that will be delta by 2 again. And this is the incorrect characteristics. So always the dotted line is in lies between the midpoint 0. Okay, otherwise there is a error will be occurred in both there are two character A and character B, so both are in the incorrect quantization characteristics. So that is why, so due to that the quantization error will be more here. In this case the quantization error is delta here. Okay, so but previously we have with the mathematical equation we have in maximum error can in a uniform signal it is delta by 2, but here it is delta. So that is why this the transfer characteristics is incorrect. Okay, it is not properly quantized. Okay, so that is the one thing. And then again we have discussed so far the bandwidth of the PCM signal, that is the bandwidth is equal to greater than VFM, that is V is the number of binary bits. Okay, and FM is the that is the message signal frequency, that is FM. Okay, or we call it as an FM, and also that is relation with the FS. FS should be greater than 2 FM, and also that is R is equal to VFM. Okay, so due to that we can find out the bandwidth is greater than VFM. So it is also, it's always depends upon the number of bits binary bits we are considering. That is called as a code word. So based on this, the bandwidth will be calculated, okay, of the PCM signal. So if you want to send multiple signals, it also matters because we have a specific spectrum or bandwidth, so that full bandwidth can be utilized, okay, and also it will be efficiently need to utilize. So that is why if you greater the V, the bandwidth will be increases. This FM, it is almost constant here, okay. And the next thing is that quantization noise and error. So we have calculated the quantization noise, that is signal to noise power. So that is in the signal to noise power, we have calculated the noise power here. The noise power for a given uniform signal, that is the normalized signal. Andre, it is an uniform signal, that is quantization noise power or normalized noise power. Okay, that will be delta square by 12. Okay, so that is always in a uniform quantization. So the noise power is delta square by 12. So next we'll discuss on the signal to quantization noise ratio, that is S by N, okay, for a linear quantization, that is nothing but a uniform quantization. So here the signal to noise S by N is equal to normalized signal and normalized noise power. So we already calculated the normalized noise power, that is delta square by 12. Okay, already we know that. So what is the normalized signal power? That is nothing but we are just representing the P. Okay, so we are not considering any given signal. Okay, so let it be, it is a P. And so we know that is what is delta. So delta is nothing but 2 max by Q. So already it is derived from the previous class. So the delta, that is step size, is nothing but that is the x max is the amplitude and Q is the quantization steps. So that is nothing but how many number of steps is required. Okay, steps is required. So this is the total delta is nothing but the each step size. Okay, so that is why we are just 2 max x max by 2 power v, that is q is equal to 2 power v. So v is nothing but binary bit. So this delta we substitute here, okay, and the normalized signal power is p. So 2 max square by 2 power v whole square. So after that simplification, you will get 4x max square by 2 power 2v into this is 112. So this p, that is why 4 will be 4 into 1 by that is 4, it will be happens, that is 3. So that is why 3p x max square into 2 power 2v. So this is the so whenever the power is normalized signal power, okay, that is why we are just representing the p. Okay, so because we are not considering any given signal, so that we can identify the power of the given signal. So after that, so this is again signal to noise ratio. Whenever there is an x max square. So after that, whenever we are for a normalized signal, considering an x max is equal to 1, so this becomes the signal to noise ratio is 3 into 2 power 2v into p whenever the power is less than 1. Okay, so at the receiving or destination signal, so it will be whenever there is a less than p is equal to less than 1, that will be equal to 3 into 2 power v. So this is the normalized signal whenever x max is equal to 1, p is less than 1. So we are just converting into dB here. So dB is 10 log 10 s by n dB. That is nothing but 3 into 2 power 2v we are substituting. So that at the end you will get 4.8 plus 6v. So that is signal to noise ratio in terms of representing in dBs. Okay, that will be 4.8 plus 6v in decibels. So v is the, that is nothing but, so the signal to noise ratio is also depends upon the v here. Okay, so because so v is the binary bits, so is nothing but the v can be represented here. Okay, so q is equal to 2 power v. So q is nothing but the quantization the levels. Okay, so So the number of quantization levels is required. So this is the V is the binary bits, the number of bits V. Okay. So that is depends upon the V. We can considering that one. Okay. So this is the signal to noise ratio. It is depends upon the V value. So V is nothing but if it is in we are representing in 2 power 2 is nothing but 4. Q is equal to 4. So V is equal to 2. So if we considering V is equal to 3, it will be Q is equal to 8. Okay. So it's nothing but so for a given uniform sine wave, so we are just, for example, V is equal to 300. So we are just taking the 8 levels. Okay. So a sine wave will be taken a number of steps of 8 from 0 to 2 pi. Okay. So that will be represented in binary numbers. That will be 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. Okay. Similarly, it is in 2 power 4 or 8, 16, like that. We are just considering the finite number of steps will be used. So that what is the advantages here? If you go for number of steps is more, what happens? The reconstruction of signal, so the error will be reduced. So if you take a minimum number of like 2 power 2, 2 power 3, like that, so what happen at the reconstruction? It is very difficult to reconstruct the original signal. Okay. So that is the problem. Okay, we need to consider the same thing. So one more disadvantage is here, if you increasing the V, so that the bandwidth is required more. So we need to keep it all these things in mind, so that we need to considering the proper number of quantization steps. So here the influence of noise, okay, influence of the noise on the PCM system. So we are just comparing because it is a pulse code modulation. So we considering with respect to the other type of modulation like PAM, PWM, PPM. Okay. So in the first case, so if you are seeing that here, the figure A. So in this case, the amplitude of the given signal is distorted due to the noise will be affected on the amplitude part. Okay. So because noise is superimposed on the pulse. Okay. That is why. So in that particular case, in the figure A, only that is amplitude will be affected. It is nothing but PAM system. Okay. So the PM will be affected here. Okay. With respect to other type like PWM, PPM, PCM is not affected. Okay. If you consider in this one, so only that is amplitude part is affected. That can be recovered using regenerative pulses. Okay. So this is the no change in the width or position. So it's nothing but only thing is that PAM will be affected in the amplitude part. Okay. With respect to other type like PWM, PPM or PCM, pulse code modulation also, it is not affected in this figure. Similarly, here also they are taken considering that one more example here. So there is noise is affected both at the here in the width, okay, and position of that. Okay. So if you see that here, the position is varied here. Position is varied, and width also it is varied here. Okay. So the width of this pulse is also varied in this example. Okay. So that is why what happens. So in this case, the pulse code modulation is not affected here in this case. So this is the given signal. It is regenerated using regenerator. Okay. That will be, this is the output, expected output. So in this case, the width and the position both are altered here. Okay. So both are altered. So that is why for a given any signal, okay. So pulse code modulation is unaffected due to the noise. So in the regenerator or the regenerator, we can easily reconstruct the given uniform signal. Okay. That is the one advantages here, because the PAM in this case, PAM in this case, both PWM and PPM both are affected here. Okay, so that is why it is not affected effect of noise. It is not much in the influence in the this type of signals. So other aspects, if you're considering other aspects of PCM, we have in some of the advantages of digital representation of signal, some of the salient features. As we know that we have in so much of advantages compared to analog modulation. Okay, if you go for an pulse code modulation, it just pulse code modulation is nothing but it is convert the analog signal into discrete signal. Okay, so there is nothing but it is represented in the digital form. So that is there are a lot of advantages compared to analog. So what are the advantages here? It is a in general one. It is an immunity to transmission noise and interference. So that is the one advantages, and it is possible to regenerate the code signal along with the transmission path. So we can regenerate the code signal. Okay, if you something it is error will be occurred, we can identify and it can be uh, to reconstruct if it is somewhere in the transmission path. So there is some error will be a noise will be introduced. So easily we can using regenerator we can reconstruct, and communication can be kept private and secured. So using some of the encryption system we can use. Okay, and also possibility of uniform format for different kinds of baseband signal. Okay, we can use different kind of in baseband signal can be used, and also possible to store the signal and then we can process whenever it is required. Okay, so that can be digital signal easily can be stored. So these are all the some of the advantages, salient features of the when you are using in pulse code modulation. Similarly, the drawbacks are so increase the transmission bandwidth, as we discussed in the previous. So if you increase the pulse code, there is nothing but we are just in the pulse code modulation is nothing but we are just in converting analog to digital. Okay, but thing is that when you increasing the when the quantization take place, if you increasing the V is nothing but binary bits or code words, what happens? The bandwidth will be increases here, and also the increase the system complexity again uh, at the both the sides because there is a process of converting analog to digital and then it is transmitted. So in between we have an error will be occurred that can be overcome by some of the techniques, and then at the receiver we need to reconstruct the again the converting into digital to analog. Okay, so that is why the complexity will be more, and PCM belongs to class of signal coder known as waveform coders. Okay, so that is what we are dealing with the waveform coders. Okay, so because it will be representing in terms of zeros and ones, and also so this is the and some of the drawbacks. So what is the difference between waveform coding and source coding? Okay, basically both are different. Okay, so waveform codes are generally designed to be signal independent. Okay, so we are just using some of the technique. Okay, so we are representing there is nothing but pulse code modulation is considered in a waveform coder. Okay, but source coder is something that is different. Okay, so depends upon the this will be the parameterization of analog signals in accordance with the approximate model of the generation of the signals. So this is the source code actually. So there is nothing but it is similar to the information code, or it will be source code will be dealing with the fifth unit. Okay, so we'll more in detail we'll discuss on that. Okay, the next thing is that encoding in the PCM. So look at this in waveform. Okay, there are two binary formats. So this is the binary signal. Okay, that is 0 1 0 1 1 0 0. So we need to, for example, we can't send the same like 0 1 0 0 signal. Okay, it is not possible to send through an media. Okay, whether it is an air or wireless, wire or wireless. Okay, So only thing is that what we can do is we need to convert these binary numbers into electrical signals. So that is what we are using in line coding techniques here. There are two types. There are several types that will be discussed in the next chapter. So these are the two types, like unipolar NRZ, that is non-return to zero, and polar NRZ. So it is nothing but unipolar is nothing but it will be having an two only one levels, that is nothing but zero and plus. Okay, that is the positive level. Whenever it is a zero, it will be it is in the lies in the zero. Whenever it is one, it will be having a positive some positive level. Okay, so that is why there are only one level here. Okay, unipolar. That is polar is or bipolar. We call this and bipolar, non-return to zero, because it is not lies in the reference signal. Okay, so that is why it having only a negative level and positive level. That is why it is in polar, or it is in bipolar, we call it as an. Okay, negative positive negative and positive level. Okay, so whenever it is zero, it will be in the negative level. So whenever it is a one, it is in positive level. So same thing will be continued. So it's nothing but we are just converting here the binary numbers. So we after that uh, after that quantization, we are representing the signals in the form of binary. So after quantization, we are giving the zeros and ones at each level of quantization. Okay. So after that, we need to convert into electrical signal. So that is what we are doing encoding in PCM. So there are several types of line coding techniques. We can use this one to that is polar or unipolar or bipolar. Okay, and non-return to zero, return to zero. So many other more one similar type of coding techniques will be there to represent the given binary signal into electrical signal. And the next one is multiplexing in PCM system. So here, so we can use simply because it is in represented in digital form, okay, or electrical signals. So that can be we can use in simply in time division multiplexing principle. So is nothing but the given information a single channel having a number of time slots. So with respect to time in TDM, so the number of time slots will be divided based on the incoming information signal from different uh, from different signals. Okay, from different signals. So it will be that based on the time slots will be allotted. So in that way, we can use we can multiplexing can be done by TDM. So only that is the disadvantages here. So when you increasing the number of signals and the bandwidth is increases, what happens? The time slots will be reduces. So number of signals will be increased in that multiplexing process. What happens? The time slots will be reduces, so that it should be accommodate more channels or signals. Okay, so that is the drawback again. So it's nothing but it will be decreases. Okay, so that the information that is transmission of the pulse code signal will be delayed. Okay, so that is the one thing. Okay, and then the synchronization of PCM again. So if you use in pulse code model, that is in pulse code modulation system, so we are using an TDM, time division multiplexing. So it will be synchronized both at the transmitter and the receiver side. So in the previous also we have discussed why it is synchronization is required at the both the transmitter side and the receiver side. Okay. So we can use in proper synchronization clock so that both the transmitter and receiver will be synchronized, so that it will be the delayed or error will be overcome by. And then One more thing is that the probability of error in the PCM, we have an two types of noise, majorly that is the channel noise and quantization noise. So channel noise will be take place in the transmission path. Okay, so that is will be channel noise will be introduced in that transmission path, but the quantization is before that at the receiving side, the output this quantization noise will be introduced. So before transmission, what we'll do quantization. So after that, at the receiving side, again we will convert the using the quantization steps into the quantization signal into analog signal. So both the side it will be in quantization noise will be occurred. So that is channel noise is nothing but only thing is that we are just because it is all are in the form of zeros and ones, the binary signals is nothing but it will be represented the level high or level zero or negative. Okay, so in that particular cases, while in the transmission path, whenever the prediction of the given signal by identifying whether the given signal is zero or one level. Okay, so in that particular cases, the channel noise will be occurred. So we can this type of errors will be occurred. Okay, so mistakenly by identifying one as a zero or zero as a one. Okay, like that. That will be the channel noise, and this is the probability of error will be. So if you're considering an white Gaussian noise, that is in common noise that is occurred in all type of signals. Okay, that is the AWGN noise. Okay, so this what happens, the equation will already we have discussed in the previous chapter in analog communication first unit. So that is the probability of error, that is PE, okay, is equal to 1 by 2 error function into 1 by 2 root of E max by N naught. So that is E max is nothing but so energy of the signal, okay, or peak signal energy, and N naught is nothing but noise spectrum density. So that is nothing but how we are representing the peak signal energy is nothing but that will be multiplied with the P max into TB. So P max is the maximum peak and TB is the bit duration. So using that, we will calculate the probability of error of the pulse code modulation signal. So that will be so this is the one of the we are taking the uh, uh, white Gaussian noise here. Okay, so in this system, okay, so that is the probability of error. So this is also the probability of error, the error threshold we can calculate here. Okay, so up to that is 20 dB here. So that is nothing but so we have a probability of error is nothing but 1 by 2 error function. Okay, 1 by 2 root of E max by N naught. So it is also that we have discussed in the previous class. The probability of error is depends upon the E max. Okay, so as the is nothing but E max is the energy signal. Okay, or peak signal energy. So it is depends upon the probability of error. If it is this will be increases, the probability of error will be reduces. So similar way, we are just taking the here Emax by N2 on probability of error, that is PE, and for a bit rate of 10 power 5 bits per second, this is about one error every, that is the duration here. Okay, so if we see that that is Emax by N naught is 10.3 dB, so there will be 10 power 2, that is probability of error is 10 power 2, and it will be occurs every one error for 1 milliseconds. One error every 1 milliseconds will be occurred. Is nothing but the probability of error is more here. Okay, so that is the case. As the increases Emax by N naught, as the increases here, the probability of error also decreases here. Okay, so that is why the error will be occurred. So you can see that it is in 10 seconds or 20 seconds or 1 day or 3 months. Okay, that is why. So it is also depends upon the Emax by N naught. What is Emax? That is the signal energy. Okay, N is the noise spectrum density. So it depends upon the Emax and N naught. So the probability of error will be occurs here. Okay, this is the one case. So there are several thing that so previously so while taking the quantization here. So if you're considering MRI, what happens? So previously, this type of signals, we are considering only 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1 like that. Okay, it is also all our binary signals. So we have discussed, we have an binary modulation techniques and MRI techniques. So MRI, it will be what happens, it will be 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 like that. Or otherwise, if it is uh, in that is 16 bit, we have an 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so like that. So that is the noise margin will be differ when you considering an binary signal, or it will be an other type of uh, if you considering MRI type. Okay, so we'll discuss about this MRI type. Okay, only thing is that it will be vary with the noise performance is differ. If you considering binary signals having technique having only zeros and one levels, MRI will be having an the levels will be differ. Okay, it will be in if it is in QPSK, it is in 4 levels. If it is in 16 bit or 32 bit or 64 bit QAM, uh, 16 bit QPSK, so these things will be there. So this is about just a brief introduction to the pulse code modulation and so the quantization here. That is uniform quantization. Okay. So next class we'll discuss about non-uniform quantization. Okay, non-uniform quantization. So till now we have discussed uniform is nothing but linear signal, a pure sine wave. So that the step size can be taken in uniform step size can be taken. Okay. So if you're considering non-uniform quantization, because non-uniform quantization, we are considering only a random signal. A signal, it is non-linear in nature. Okay, a random signal we considering. So that is the case we'll dealing with that. So we'll do some of the problems in tomorrow class. Okay. After that, we'll go for a non-uniform quantization. So any doubts here? Hmm? Any doubts? Any doubts? Manoj L. Manoj L.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್
ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೇನಪ್ಪ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ. ಅಂಜಲಿ
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೇನಪ್ಪ ಏನಾದ್ರು?
ನೋ ಸರ್.
ತನ್ಮಯ್ ತನ್ಮಯ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮಾತಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ. Answer is roll number 1.
ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್.
2.
ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್.
3.
Yes, sir.
4.
Yes, sir.
5.
Present, sir.
6.
Present, sir.
7.
Present, sir.
8. 9.
Present, sir.
10. Roll number 10. Aishakil. 11.
Present, sir.
12.
Present, sir.
13.
Present, sir.
14.
Present, sir.
15.
Present, sir.
16. Chandra. 16. 17.
Present, sir.
18.
Present, sir.
19. Roll number 19. Dinesh. 20.
Present, sir.
21.
Present, sir.
22.
Present, sir.
23.
Present, sir.
24.
Present, sir.
25. 26.
Present, sir.
27.
Yes, sir.
28.
Present, sir.
29.
Present, sir.
30.
Present, sir.
31.
Present, sir.
32.
Present, sir.
33.
Present, sir.
34.
Present, sir.
35. 35. 36.
Present, sir.
37.
Present, sir.
38.
Present, sir.
39.
Present, sir.
40.
Yes, sir.
41. 41. Shrestha. 42. 42. SK.
Present, sir.
43.
Present, sir.
44.
Present, sir.
45.
Present, sir.
46.
Present, sir.
47.
Present, sir.
48. 48. Sumukh. 49.
Present, sir.
50.
Present, sir.
51. 51. Tanmay. Okay. 52.
Present, sir.
53.
Present, sir.
54. 54. 55.
Present, sir.
56.
Present, sir.
57.
Present, sir.
58.
Present, sir.
59.
Present, sir.
60.
Present, sir.
61. 62.
Present, sir.
Amrita. 63.
Present, sir.
64.
Present, sir.
65.
Present, sir.
66. 67.
Present, sir.
68.
Present, sir.
69.
Present, sir.
70.
Present, sir.
71.
Present, sir.
72. 72. Vaishnavi. Harshit.
Present, sir.
Vinayak. Vinayak. Prithvi.
Present, sir.
Okay. Imad Khan.
Present, sir.
Okay.
Sir, 25 present, sir.
Hmm.
25, roll number 25, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.